You say, Love Child, what happened to your beautiful Lincoln automobile? Well, here's how it went down. I was listening to old Brent Mason playing his Fender Telecaster guitar, and about the time he ripped in to give me 3 steps, I decided to go pay the bar tab. And that girl I'd been with half the night, she hollered, "There's my husband!" So I did what any love child would do. I ran like you know what. Got in my Lincoln, she grabbed onto the back. I headed down the road. Well, that husband done caught up to me and they pet maneuvered me. That's right. Spun me around 180 degrees. She flew off the back. I headed back to Alabama, and I ain't been back to that joint since. But old Brent Mason, he's still playing mean guitar. But if he ever plays Give Me 3 Steps, you better check who you with, or your Lincoln's gonna look like that. Well, welcome to Knox Pater, Alabama, the home of the Elvis love child. That's right. I've been illegitimately called the son of the greatest singer ever known to man, and I keep telling y'all that Jerry Lee Lewis ain't my daddy. I wish he was, because I might learn how to play piano a whole lot better. But anyway, I understand your confusion every time I turn and show my profile, or I'll sing Hunk of Burning Love on stage. Y'all just, I understand. But anyhow, you're in Knox Pater, Alabama. And my little guy right there is my boy Elmer. And he ain't sure what he's wanting to do the rest of the night. Well, my boy Elmer figured out what he wanted to do the rest of the night. It seems his girlfriend that lives across the road there, she's in quarantine right now. You know, the lady thing there, you know, it happens. So he's missing her, and he wanted to go out in the front yard and serenade her, and I don't blame him. I've had the same condition when I was a younger man. Not so much today. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. So let's get back to what I wanted to do on this video, and what I'm going to be doing is unboxing, reveal, demo, etc. on a new guitar. And the reason I got this guitar, I'll tell you why here. First of all, I bought the guitar from Sweetwater Corporation. They're some fine folks. They got great customer service. You know, if something ain't exactly right, you call them up, they make it right, good to go. Also, they talked me into doing what is called plecking on this guitar. And if you're not familiar with plecking, just, you know, P-L-E-K. It's a process where they do a more precise setup, and they file down the frets. They make the guitar do better. And this guitar, I haven't opened it up yet. We're going to open it up together. We're going to check out and see where it all landed. So I've got the guitar from Sweetwater. They went ahead and plecked it and done their setup. We're going to check all that out. See how it's been packaged and everything. Now let's talk about the guitar a minute. I'm like the rest of you gearheads. If you look me in the eye and you say, "Love child, how many guitars do you have?" If you're like me, you look them dead in the eye and you never flinch. When they ask you how many guitars you got, look them dead in the eye, and your answer is always this: I don't know. So, but even though you don't know how many guitars you have, you do know what guitars you're missing. You see what I'm saying? So I knew I was missing a particular guitar, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But what I felt I was missing was one that would have a B bender in it. Now, I've got one guitar being built right now by Sarcastic Guitars, a very fine guitar builder. If you need a guitar built to your specification, I'll put a link down below. You tell them Love Child sent you, to Sarcastic Guitars. He's actually building me one right now with a B bender, a G bender, and a drop D with a hip shot attachment on it. And it's going to be a fine guitar. I've also got another guitar that's that's in the process of being finished with a Shoal Bender from the Shoal Bender Corporation up there in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Another fine company if you want to do the work yourself or have somebody like Sarcastic do it. And there's other companies that can do it. It's another place to go find and buy a great B or G bender for your guitar, and I'll put a link to them down below. None of this is sponsored. Trust me. Ain't nothing sponsored. But what I was trying to get a hold of was something that would have a Glaser B bender in it. And I called up to Joe Glaser's there a while back, and I was thinking about go ahead and taking one of my babies here. This is my 2012 American Standard Telecaster. And this guitar does everything I ask it to do. I mean, it just absolutely set up. Whether I'm in a studio or on stage, this guitar, it takes me where I need to go. And so I called up there to see about go ahead and just get a bender put in it. A Glaser bender, which a Glaser bender is a fantastic bender. And I'll try to put some link down below to the actual bender process that's done on the guitars that he works on. But then the old saying, I got to thinking about it, sending it up there. The old saying though is, if it ain't broke, why fix it? So, and if I was going to have any kind of bender installed on a guitar, that I thought a lot of, it would be the Glaser style of bender. It's very, very less intrusive than any other style of bender, just to be honest with you. But I decided to go ahead and since it wasn't broke, I wasn't going to try to fix this baby, right? So I walked around a little while longer aimlessly, as I usually do, trying to put 2 and 2 together, kept coming up with 22. And then one day it was an epiphany, just out of the blue. It was like the angel sang, and you know what I'm talking about. And then it crossed my mind that there's a fella up there about my age, pretty well handsome as I am, named Brent Mason. How you doing there, Brent? You remember me? I didn't get the bar tab that night. I apologize, buddy, but that girl I was with, well, I didn't know she was married and I had to go, buddy. I'm sorry, man. But anyhow, guy named Brent Mason, he whether he's on the stage or in the studio, he bad to the bone guitar picker. And he just happens to own a 1967 Fender Telecaster that he has had for years and years, and he done played it, and he been hanging out with Joe Glaser, the B-bender guy, and Joe Glaser has actually put one of his B-benders in Brent's guitar, and then Joe's gone ahead and done some, Mr. Glaser's done some great things as far as electronics on his guitar. So let me wrap it all up. Most of y'all know what I'm talking about, in case y'all don't know. This guitar that Brent Mason has, Fender come along and said, well, man, you played that guitar for everybody in the world, and it's a bad to the bone guitar, and everybody knows how good a picker you are. We want to go ahead and duplicate that guitar, and you know what I'm talking about, make more like it, and offer them to the public. So as I was walking around aimlessly in my life, deciding what I was going to do about another B-bender guitar, it dawned on me, why don't I just get me one of them Brent Mason signature guitars? Now, tell me, is that not the same thing you would do? So here, for your eyes to see, along with mine, I'm going to be unboxing, unveiling, demoing a Brent Mason signature Telecaster guitar. For me, it was the obvious choice. And if you're on the fence about buying a Telecaster, a new one, and you want some upgraded electronics, and especially if you want a B-bender, don't be afraid to call Sweetwater or somebody like that and get a hold of one of those Brent Mason Telecasters. And, you know, and the other option I did have was just go ahead and buy another brand new Fender Telecaster and just send it right up to Mr. Glaser and go ahead and get the bender in. But when I did the apples to oranges comparison and worked out the deal with Sweetwater, got the plaking process, got the setup, got everything it needed to be, I was money ahead to do what I've done, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to try to put some links down here, like I said, to Sarcastic Guitars, Shoal Bender Company, Brent Mason, Joe Glaser, Sweetwater, and if there's anybody else I can think of. Anyhow, I'll be back in a minute. We're going to open up this fine guitar, a Brent Mason signature Fender Telecaster. I think you'll agree. I have no fear what it's going to look like when I open the box, and I think you'll agree that I probably made the best decision. Alright, here we go. You can't rehearse this. If you got a one-shot deal, I got to open this, I got to open it right in front of your eyes. Alright, now I got to turn my back to the camera. And when I do, y'all be able to see who my daddy really was. Don't be staring too long, okay? But let me put a couple karate moves in. There you go. Man, this shirt make me look fat. Here, look at this guy on the back of my shirt now. If you got a Harley Davidson and you don't know how to fix it, you call Danny up and say, Danny, Love Child sent me, and he'll hook you up. You just tell him I sent you. Anyway, Brent Mason. Signature Fender Telecaster. From Sweetwater. Now, I'm going to use my broken pocket knife that I have used a million times. I'm going to open this up. I wonder how much money worth of items I have opened up with this broken knife. I do not know, but I got a feeling it put a down payment on a Cadillac anyhow. Speaking of Cadillacs, I never got one of my daddy's Cadillacs. I'm just saying, but I did get one of his microphones. You're doggone straight, I did. In case y'all hadn't watched much of me before. I did get a microphone. And you know what? Ain't none of that bunch in Memphis got him that's right, Brent Mason signature Telecaster. Okay, now I tell you, look at how things are packed. And you can see right here, old Sweetwater's got a way they shoot the juice to it. And you know, some of that spray foam that you cover up the mouse holes in your house with, they find a way to stick it in this plastic and form fit to what they send it to you. I watched a video on that one time. I ain't got no smell, but you know, Elmer loves playing with these out in the yard. And sometimes he drags them inside. Ain't nothing a broom and a vacuum cleaner won't take care of. Whoops. And of course, Sweetwater, they like to give you candy. You know, they got a guy that sits there and bags of candy for them. That's right. I get 1 million subscribers, I'm going to give away these bags of candy if I don't eat them first of all. Then they send you a little thank you card. Look at that mess right there. Then you got a box inside of a box. Now this is where the birthing process comes in. That makes me look fat. You ready, folks? This may get ugly. We're fixing to have a baby here because they got a box in a box like you're supposed to. Sweetwater, how you do the things you do. Oh Lord, here comes the baby. Oh, reassess the situation. All right. We're gonna flip it upside down, and we're gonna see what comes out. It's the price you got to pay to get your stuff sent to you the right way the first time. Trust me, Love Child's had some nightmares. It's a small price to pay. Here comes the baby. Oop, there fell some afterbirds. Oh, I should have never said that. And I just threw that box down on my 1951 Gibson. I shouldn't have done that either. It's okay. Alright, so now we box in a box. Let's start all over again. And Lord, if there's another box, well, we open this one up. Oh, Lord help me. We got some more styrofoam in a bag. See how that form fitted right to the top of here, because see what that is? That's the outline of the guitar case right there. We almost there, folks. I hope y'all still hanging with me. If you ain't, you're missing the highlight of your day. Elmer's back. That's when Elmer's here. That's when cameras fall and lights fall and yeah. Here's something to play with, Elmer. Oh God, I gotta have a mess to clean up. Boys, here it comes, the star of the show. Hold on. Everybody be happy. Comes the star of the show. You can do this, love child. Oh, here it comes. I feel like we had twins today. Got another camera here. Just in case one camera misses something, I got another camera here. There we go. Life's good. I still look fat in the camera. So y'all ready? Here's what we come for. Star of the show. Let me grab this other camera. Show you what I'm talking about. Alright, you ready? Here she comes. Ooh, did you hear that? Oh, one more lash to go. There we go. You ready? This is what we all been waiting for. There you go. Ain't that a beauty? Right? Ain't that about the beautiful thing right there? So let's see what we got for our money. Well, we got a guitar. And it ain't tuned, and that ain't supposed to be tuned. Let's look here in the case. These guys right here, they put the same exact strings that I told them to. And then they got this instruction book. We don't read that stuff. We're smarter than them. Tells me everything I need to know about the guitar. And there's some other thing, free lessons. Well, Lord, I don't need free lessons. Get another string pack. Beautiful case. And another thing here to put your stash in. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't do that stuff anymore. Let's look at the star of the show now. Let's see here. This tells me who did the work on the guitar. It tells me what he did to it. It's set up, fixed the bridge, Plec Pro adjustment. Put the Diodario strings on 1046. It shows me the action at the 12th fret, 4/64 on the bass string, 3/64 on the treble string. That's perfect, man. Neck relief was a 0.0 whatever, and so that's all. That's see right there. It shows you the millimeters, or the 64ths rather. So man, it don't get much nicer than that. So there you go, tightened hardware, stretched strings, adjusted the neck, and anyhow, time to shut up, get this thing tuned up, and see how it lands. Be right back. Well, she's running behind me. Love child, don't leave me. Hey, my friends, Love Child here. I've had to make an executive decision. The video you are watching right now is going to be a part 1. Due to circumstances beyond my control, this beautiful Brent Mason signature Telecaster, which is the equivalent of several house payments to me, is not able to be demonstrated at this time. Due to some quality control issues, such as the ability to utilize the B-bender through the usage of a Dunlop strap lock, and due to the implementation of the supersonic high fidelity stereo sounding over the Rainbow Plec Ultimate setup, I have been rendered with intonation issues and a little bit of buzzing here and there that don't need to be at this juncture in time. But I am confident, due to my wonderful people skills and the fine customer service of Sweetwater, that all this situation will be worked out ASAP, and your love child will be back with a part 2, and we'll all have smiles ear to ear. I hope. Oh, I hope so. And she's running behind me. Love child, I love you forever. I get in the car and I take off down the road and he pit maneuvers my ass.